The fans love him.
Yeah, you can't not.
The fans love him.
You can't not love that guy.
Everyone's saying, for the love of God, give this man a push. Let's get him back on TV.
Yeah.
Let's get him back in the mix. And if anything comes from that podcast, if that podcast at all helps him some way or another be able to, somebody from WWE sees it, and they're able to go, you know what, let's figure this thing out. That's what I hope comes from it.
I hope so. He deserves it. He's such a good guy, and you like to see people like that succeed.
He is so nice and scary all at the same time.
He's, I forget, I'm a big dude, and I know there's people that are bigger than I am, but until you see, I see a picture, and I'm pretty heavy right now, and I'm over 300 pounds, and I look like a child. I look like a child standing next to him. You look like an infant.
I'm 6'2", and that's what I reminded people on social media when I posted that picture of all three of us. And I was like, just as a reminder, I'm 6'2".
Yeah,
I'm taller than most.
Yeah, he's such a big man.
Yeah,
got that deep, bellowy voice and his laugh, though, huh?
Did you see what people compared him to? His voice and his laugh and everything.
What?
Papa Shango.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They were like, almost has some Papa Shango in him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I hope something. I hope they find something good for him.
It's just, they are getting some more big men in WWE. That I feel like that era's coming. That trend's coming back a little bit, where they're getting a few more bigger guys. But he's got to have that. He's got to have a big guy with him.
Yeah,
he has to.
There's nothing else that makes sense. There's nobody out there, and there's just nobody on the roster that makes sense. I don't care how over or what you are, if you sacrifice that for any of the wrong. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't.
Yeah,
you can't do it. You have to be so judicious in how you handle him, and there's not many people I don't think that he shouldn't just squash. He is a modern day Andre.
Speaking of that, something we talked about earlier today was managers and putting managers with the right people and everything else. Is he the type of guy that needs a manager, you think?
I think, he has the intellect, and obviously he's good, on the mic talking. I don't know. I think it's just having people that pose any kind of challenge to him at all. He's so much bigger than everybody. I mean, you got Braun Strowman out there. You got Bronson Reed. I could see a Gunther working with Omos, but having to really, really scrap from underneath. God, you want to talk about stretching Gunther? Mm-hmm.
Almost could do that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He could make Gunther go into that toolbox like he's never gone in before.
Yeah. Somebody almost doesn't need to ever be pinned.
It has that Andre type of treatment.
Yeah.
If he loses, it's a DQ. It's a whatever.
There's always an out. There's always an out somewhere, but he doesn't. He doesn't get pinned. There's nothing in almost any scenario that makes sense. I don't care what comic book fantasy world that you live in.
Which means you don't ever have to put a belt on him either.
You don't need a belt.
You can make him an attraction.
No, he doesn't need a belt. He is a walking, breathing, living attraction.
Yeah.
And I could see him coming in as a heel and then something happening and him being just a ultra mega worldwide babyface.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to work every week. That's the thing. He doesn't have to work on TV every week. What he can do and he's willing to do because he loves the industry and loves everything that comes with that. I mean, as an active competitor, he could be a global ambassador for the sport. Like Andre was the face of wrestling long before the Hogans and anybody else came along. Andre was the face of wrestling. What better can you think? I mean, you can't think of a better person, if you want somebody to go out and represent your brand around the world, somebody 7'4", 400-pound, intelligent human being with tons of personality. And he's like Mark Henry in a sense. Mark will scare you to death looking at him if Mark's got a scowl on his face. But as soon as Mark smiles, you feel like he's a big teddy bear.
You can trust Omos with your brand.
My gosh.
You can put the brand in his hands, and you can trust that he's going to do the right thing every time.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what's super special about him.
Yep.
And that global aspect was something I was going to ask you about. Is a guy like that, somebody that you send overseas and be that ambassador of WWE and the current product? Because I think that I think globally, he's more of an attraction than he is in America.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Because people, Americans are used to big humans.
Yeah.
We see football players and basketball players all the time. But when you go to some of these countries where the people aren't quite as big, can you imagine him walking down the streets of Tokyo somewhere or anywhere like that, or
exactly
as an ambassador to the WWE?
Yeah.
I mean, and then when you have talent that he can work against too, you get two for the price of one. I really hope that they figure that out.
And I don't know what WWE's footprint is in just Africa, but I mean, in Africa, I mean, I feel like the money is there, you know what I mean? And if WWE ever wanted to tap into that market more,
there must be some kind of market there. I mean, like, I know on one of my platforms, like I'll go through there and like Lagos, Nigeria is like, there's more followers there. But I mean, so there's a whole, there's a
and
whole.
Does WWE do shows there?
I've never been on one. I mean, I'm not saying that they haven't. I mean, I know we've been to South Africa.
Yeah.
But I mean, my goodness,
I'm telling you.
Can you imagine
if they did first of all, if you do a match there, he's got to be involved, right? He has to be.
Oh yeah,
but
definitely.
You want to talk about selling out whatever arena, stadium, whatever they've got there?
It would be huge. I don't know. I don't know all the logistics of working with people in those countries. I don't know if it's all what that entails. But my goodness, if there is a market that needs to be tapped into, my goodness.
Well,
I'm sure. I'm talking because I don't have any contact. I don't talk to any of the marketing geniuses that.
I imagine if there's money to be made there,
they're on it. They're working on it somehow. I'm sure. But for our audience, I'm just a big fan of the human being, and
super nice guy,
and loves the WWE and being part of that. And you just want to see people like that succeed.
He kind of tripped out when he saw Theo Rossi too, because Theo Rossi came in after he got that. And I think Omos is like a big fan of the series Luke Cage that Theo was in, and he was just like, "Oh my God!" Because I can't believe
they talked for a while.
Yeah, he did. He got pictures. They exchanged numbers, everything.
Yeah, it's always funny watching like the guests when they're here. As they pass, as one's coming in and one's going out. It's the interactions are.
Especially when they're fans of of wrestling, and all of a sudden it's somebody outside of wrestling that come in, they're like, "Oh my God!" It's like they're excited to come on to be on Undertaker's podcast, but now they get to meet another wrestler or somebody else, and that's always fun.